The modern heraldic system of the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church developments over the past 3 decades. The Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church constitutes a major archiepiscopal autonomous Eastern Catholic Church in full community with the Holy See. As one of the particular churches within the Catholic Church, it represents the largest Greek Rite Catholic community in the world, over 5.9 million faithful, and ranks as the third largest particular church after the Latin Catholic Church and the Syro-Malabar Church. The Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church traces its historical and spiritual lineage of the metropolis of Kyiv, established in 988, following the Christianization of Kievan Rus by Grand Prince Vladimir the Great. Throughout its history, the church has been known under various appellations, including the Ruthenian Union Church, the Greek Catholic Church, and the Ukrainian Catholic Church of the Byzantine Rite. In 1946, following the uncanonical Lviv Synod, orchestrated under Soviet auspice, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church was forcibly integrated into the Russian Orthodox Church. The Soviet regime systematically persecuted the church. Despite these repressions, the church continued to function in secret, preserving its identity and ecclesiastical life underground for over 4 decades. The church was officially legalized in Ukraine in 1989, marking the end of its catacomb period and initiating a phase of institutional restoration and development. Historically, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church possessed its own heraldic traditions reflecting the liturgical and theological heritage of the Byzantine Rite. However, these traditions were disrupted during the decades of suppression with Soviet Ukraine. In contrast, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church flourished in the global Ukrainian diaspora. Although heraldic practice varied significantly and lacked a cohesive framework, resulting in inconsistency of the development of ecclesiastical coat of arms. A pivotal moment in the re-establishment of heraldic order occurred on October 1994, when the administration of the Lviv Archdiocese formally requested the Ukrainian Heraldry Society to design a coat of arms of the Archdiocese. This collaboration initiated the formation of a structured heraldic system with the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. Subsequently, coat of arms were systematically developed for other ecclesiastical jurisdictions, metropolises, archdioceses, deaneries, and parishes, both within Ukraine and in the diaspora. In parallel, standardization efforts were undertaken concerning episcopal heraldry and the symbols of the ecclesiastical educational institutions. Symbols of bishops. The tradition of heraldic symbols of church hierarchs on Ukrainian lands originates when both Orthodox and Catholic bishops began to use coat of arms with insignia of the ecclesiastical office to indicate the rank of the holder. In contrast to the Latin tradition, where the mitre and crozier were dominant, Eastern hierarchs employed another types of the mitre and bishop's staff, emphasizing the Byzantine Rite. However, borrowings from Roman Catholic heraldry also occurred, such as the use of the hat with tassels. Numerous portraits, engravings, and seals from the 16th, 19th centuries preserve the earliest episcopal coat of arms. Canon law also regulated the significance of the correct form. In the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, bishops traditionally employed their family arms with added insignia, mantles lined with ermine, and, in the case of the nobility, the sword. With the disappearance of hereditary nobility in the 20th century, new hierarchs without family arms had to choose their own heraldic devices. This marked the beginning of the modern tradition of episcopal coat of arms. During the underground existence of the Church after 1946, bishops could not use heraldry. Yet hierarchs abroad, who operated in the countries of Europe, North and South America, and Australia, continued to commission coat of arms, often lacking stylistic unity. For example, some of them have mantles, but of different colors. In some coat of arms, a hat is used, in others it is absent. The order of placement of the mitre, bishop's crozier and cross-staff above the shield is different. The mitres are depicted in different graphic stylization and in different colors. The absence of a shield on some coat of arms or the use of different shades of the same heraldic enamel will probably go without comment. In order to restore coherence, a systematic model was proposed at the turn of the millennium based on historical practice and adapted to Eastern tradition. Its main elements are a purple mantle with ermine lining on which the shield and motto are placed, a red and gold mitre of Galician type with a cross at the top for archbishop and the head of the church, a two-barreled cross. A pastoral staff with two serpents on the right and a cross staff on the left for archbishops and the head of the church, a two-barreled cross staff. Rejection of the hat with tassels, except in the case of cardinals. The mantle with an ermine was worn by the coat of arms of church hierarchs, both ennobled and non-ennobled. After all, the ermine in heraldry traditionally serves as a symbol of purity and power. Also, historically, church hierarchs have been treated as princes of the church. Therefore, lesser criteria were used for the modern coat of arms of the bishops of the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. It happens that this norm is not clear to some amateurs who only look at the drawings but do not understand the meaning. The practice of using a cardinal's hat was previously used for the coat of arms of Cardinals Slipy, Lubachevsky, and Huzard. Unfortunately, in the Cardinal's coat of arms developed this year in Australia for the new Cardinal Mykola Bechok, for some reason this tradition was not taken into account, and a hat with cords and tassels was placed on the mantle. From 2000 to 2025, I created about 30 episcopal coat of arms based on this model. The shields preserve Christian symbols, monastic emblems, or local elements associated with the bishop's birthplace, ministry, or name. For example, Bishop Julian Gbur's coat of arms contained a black bear, his native Peremyśl town, and shells, patron St. James of Stray. Bishop Stepan Menyok's coat of arms combined the Redemptorist Order's emblem with a fish that hinted at this surname. A separate problem is the desire of bishops to depict icon of the Mother of Good or saints. Whenever possible, they are simplified or replaced with traditional attributes in order not to violate heraldic clarity. Developments were also made for the heraldry of other representatives of the clergy, priests, deacons, monks, but so far such coat of arms have not been introduced for the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. Heraldry of Ecclesiastical Jurisdictions. In 1994, the Lviv Archdiocese commissioned us to design the first modern territorial coat of arms. Although supporters of the conservative approach believed that a separate permanent sign was not needed, but it was enough to use the coat of arms of the bishop who held the position of eparch or exarch. Archival studies showed that already in the 18th century, the chancery of the St. George's Cathedral in Lviv used seals with the image of St. George the Dragon Slayer. The new coat of arms combined this symbol with golden gates reminiscent of the St. George's Cathedral ensemble. Today, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church counts 16 eparchies and exarchats in Ukraine and 20 abroad. The system of heraldic construction provides the same shield shape, a red and golden mitre above the shield, a cross staff on the right and a pastoral staff with two serpents on the left, a chain with a panagia under the shield, absence of mantle and motto. We have developed 13 coat of arms of archdioceses, eparchies, and exarchats using this model, including in Europe, North America, and Australia. Projects have been developed for several more. Metropolias. With the establishment of new metropolias in 2011, coats of arms were created for Ivano-Frankivsk and Lviv. The first coat of arms was developed for the Ivano-Frankivsk metropolis. It proposed to use the metropolitan club book and two panagias as the status symbol of the metropolitan. During the discussion of the project, minor changes were made to the colors and elements in the shield, and instead of two panagias, one was left. Moreover, both the Ivano-Frankivsk metropolis and the Ivano-Frankivsk archeparchy began to use the same coat of arms. Only in the coat of arms of the archdiocese, instead of the club book, an episcopal mitre was placed. When developing the coat of arms of the Lviv metropolis, a wish was expressed to emphasize the higher and historical status of this metropolis. Therefore, instead of the metropolitan club book, a golden mitre with a two-buried cross was used, and on the chain, two panagia and a golden cross are placed as used by metropolitans. Lower structures. In 2012, we created experimental coat of arms for lower divisions, proto-presbyterates or deaneries, and parishes. In Ukraine alone, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church has about 3,500 parishes. Previously, neither parishes nor deaneries used their own coat of arms, but traditionally had seals with symbols of the consecration of church. Some parishes now use logos. Therefore, this work was initially experimental in nature. For the coat of arms of parishes, it is proposed to crown the shield with the silhouette of a golden wooden church. The shield is placed on a silver chain with a silver cross. For the coat of arms of deaneries, the shield is crowned with the silhouette of a silver temple topped by golden domes. The shield is placed on a gold chain with a golden cross. Thus reflect Ukrainian ecclesiastical architecture and the dignity of local pastors. Initial examples were developed for the Житомир and Бердичів deaneries, later extended to others. Conclusions. Over the past 3 decades, a coherent system of heraldry has been gradually established in the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. It emphasized national, cultural, and religious identity while remaining open to adaptation. The episcopal arms system is already widely accepted and even imitated by other Eastern churches. Territorial heraldry develops more slowly, partly due to conservative attitudes. The question of heraldic symbols for parishes and deaneries remains open. Obviously, it is necessary to establish a special heraldic commission at the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church to coordinate and regulate further develop this symbolic system.